if you means that do it. Burger
Welcome to the third hour of Air Checks. Let's go into this fourth episode of Bug Radio from 1989. Just a side note, this may contain contest information. The contest is no longer, and I don't think TDK won't grant you a free trip around the world.
Troika, sì. La perestroika marcia con difficoltà.
Hello, welcome to Bug Radio, an hour of tape confessions from the New World. I'm Brian Coleman from New York, and I'm here with Sue Stewart from London.
In the next hour, we're going to be playing you new dance music from Greece and Trinidad, house music from Spain, hip-hop from India, and lots of tracks from ports in between.
We're also going to be talking to Gloria Estefan from the Miami Sound Machine, and to Chris Franz from the Talking Heads and the Tom Tom Club. We'll be telling you about how you can win a trip for two around the world, all here on Bug Radio, the global music show that's brought to you by the TDK Electronics Corporation, makers of a full line of audio and videotapes, including the SA100 high bias CD-length audio cassette. TDK. Some just love the music.
So let's hear some. We're going to start with Anna Babula, who are a group from Greece by way of Astoria, Queens, and with a new and unreleased track called Baby Wants Kisses.
Filha, calé, me cadia top. everybody, this is Manu from Mano Negra. You listen to Bug Radio. For more bugs, more often.
Déjame respirar, tú me estás dando mala vida. Cádiz se la trae mi corazón. Dime tú por qué trato yo también. Cuando tú me hablas como un cabrón. Tana mía, corazón, estás sufriendo. Tana mía, por favor, sufriendo. Malnutrición me estás dando mala vida. Cádiz se la trae mi corazón. Dime tú por qué trato yo también. Cuando tú me hablas como a un cabrón, me estás dando. Sí. Mi corazón.
Oh, what a great track. That's Aunque Me Falta Aire by a pair of sisters from Madrid called Azúcar Morena, which I think means brown sugar as far as I was told. And they're part of the new burgeoning dance music scene in Spain at the moment, and one of the biggest acts there as far as I know.
Before that, Mano Negra, one of the better bands coming out of France right now. That's La Mala Vida, The Bad Life. Mano Negra played in New York during the New Music Seminar, and they just tore the place apart. They've got all the energy of The Clash, and it's a huge band, and they just cavort around the stage like Madness. Remember Madness? Anyway, we started off this hour of Bug Radio with Ana Bubula, our favorite band from Greece, with Baby Wants Kisses.
Hi everybody, this is Gloria Estefan from Miami Sound Machine, and I'd like to welcome all of you to Bug Radio.
Our first guests this week are Emilio and Gloria Estefan from the Miami Sound Machine. It seems appropriate to me to have them on the programme because even though they're mostly a top 40 group, their music incorporates a lot of different styles. Because they're both Cuban, they use a lot of Latin music in it. And the last tour that they did took them around the world over nearly 2 years. So let's hear what they think about the music that they came across around the world. Gloria?
Actually, I do feel that there's a big move towards world music, and I first saw it happening when we visited Europe in 1984 with Dr. Beat. I heard Celia Cruz doing one of her songs. I heard Wilfrido Vargas doing a merengue in the middle of Holland. I was freaking out at the time, actually, because I couldn't believe it. And we heard all different kinds of music, and that's great, you know, because it really, I think music, my opinion is that music either touches you or it doesn't. It doesn't matter what it is, you don't have to understand it. It's just something that on an emotional level, it either reaches you and you like it or you don't. And I see the pop music scene moving towards a very big variety. And hopefully even Latin music won't be just a trend like it was back in the 30s. It'll become part of whatever person wants to use it in their music can, and it will be accepted. Just like R&B has made a big crossover into pop, and rap music is in pop. So there's a big mix going around in the United States, and I've already seen it in other parts of the world, and hopefully that's what's going to happen. I mean, communication is getting so incredible that, you know, we're hearing things firsthand practically from different countries, so that's a great thing.
It is like the shrinking world, isn't it?
It is. I hope so. I've been dying for some UFO to come down here, and so we can all realize we are just one world and stop all these little subdivisions everywhere.
Emilio, you've travelled a lot around the world with the Miami Sound Machine. What do you get as an impression of the popular music, the pop music that you hear around the world?
I think people are really more into experimenting, new sounds, new instruments. And now that I traveled, you know, all over like Malaysia and Asia and England, all these places, you see the influence in all these things, including the new album that we're putting out. I use a lot of instruments from Africa and from Dominican Republic, including I use a bata from Malaysia that the King of Malaysia gave to me and Gloria.
What is a bata?
Bata drums is like a conga, but instead of have only one side, you have two sides. One is real thin and the other one is very big. So when you play it, it's like a boom pam, boom boom pam, boom 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 pam.
Libre para expresar lo que siento en el corazón, no tengo que callar. Tiene esa libertad también.
of Jamaica. Everybody love banana. Panamanian like it. Fat, fat. Nice, nice. Sweet, sweet. Big, big. Fat, fat. Young girl like it. Old lady like it. She don't like it. I don't want it. Banana duro. Banana tieso. Banana perverso. Banana travieso. Banana chiquito. Banana sabroso. Banana sweet. Banana nice. Banana big. Banana long. Banana nice. Banana sweet. Antoni Carboni. Carabobine. It's when you Carboni. Carabobine. Bobine ma bobine. 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 Y Marta Carboni. Carabobine. Yolanda Carboni. Carabobine. Bobine ma bobine. Bobine ma bobine. Yo tengo una bolita que me sube y me baja. Yo tengo una bolita que me sube y me baja. Yo tengo una bolita que me sube y me baja. Sube, 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 que sube. Sube la bolita y sube la bolita. Me sube, me sube, me sube, me sube. Sube la bolita y sube la bolita. Yo tengo una bolita que me sube y me baja. Yo tengo una bolita que me sube y me baja. Yo tengo una bolita que me sube y me baja. Sube, 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 que sube. Me sube la bolita, me sube la bolita. Sube, 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 que sube. Sube la bolita y sube la bolita. Antoni Carboni. Carabobine. Ispeño Carboni. Carabobine. Bobine ma bobine. Bobine ma bobine. Yo tengo una bolita que me sube y me baja. Yo tengo una bolita que me sube y me baja. Yo tengo una bolita que me sube y me baja. Yo tengo una bolita que me sube y me baja.
Well, that's a track called Banana there from a group called the Rebels, who come from an island just off the coast of Colombia. And in fact, that track, the subtitle of the track is Bobine, which is an old merengue tune done by Johnny Ventura, one of the kings of merengue.
In a few weeks, we'll be hearing a calypso version of that same song by the Jolly Boys, who are a Jamaican group that Jules Shear just recently produced.
There's a kind of ping-pong game going on in the Caribbean islands at the moment. You're getting merengue and soca and zouk all thrown around, and the same tracks are being recorded in different versions. It's great.
Well, that's the great thing about radio, is it's a huge common denominator. Everyone listens to the same radio and responds to it in their own way.
That's right. And what's happening in Cuba is, even though you can't get the bands over here, you can hear the music, and that's coming in as well, influencing things.
Anyway, we're going to take a break right now. This is TDK's Bug Radio. Don't touch that dial. We'll be back in a minute with Papi Lahiri doing Habiba, and we'll be back to tell you about how you can win a trip for two around the world. Don't go away.
В Африке идей. De stress, de angústia, de medo, de saudade da família.
Mundo Deportivo.
We're gonna do a song that you heard before.
Welcome back to TDK's Bug Radio. I'm Sue Stewart.
I'm Brian Coleman, and we're going to play you a track by Papi Lahiri. He's one of the better-known Indian film composers, and the film scene in India is astounding. They turn out about 500 or 600 movies a year, and there are only about 10 or 12 composers who do the music for all of these things. It's an amazing scene. It's unlike anything we have in the States or anything that's over in Europe.
And the incredible thing about that, it's called the playback scene, and these singers who make the records never appear in the films. It's all, the actors and actresses all mime to it. So you got two sets of stars, the actors and also the film soundtrackists like Bapi Lahiri.
The sun will burn a hole right through your parasols. The clouds so thick they split in two. From aerosols, the air will fill your lungs with fists for every breath, till future days when life exists to mirror death.
So you're wondering why they put heaven on high, why the gods don't visit us anymore, and you lift your eye to the deep blue sky. The only way out is to so you hire a bird to sing your song, and you buy the tree, start things off, and you buy the words through lines of peace, and you hope that she shouldn't come to some. She may never sing, she may never show, but you don't know. She may never sing, she may never show, but you don't know. She may never sing, she may never show, but you don't know.
the lake, the sea, the tireless gloves. When nature's hand still holds a scepter far above. A bastard man, the shore where centuries of sand through waves have raced, invites a swim, but think where man deposits waste.
So you're wondering why they put heaven on high, why the angels tolerate pillowy floors as you lift your eye to the birth blue sky. The only way out is up. So you hire a bird to sing your song, and you buy the trees, start things off, and you buy the words through lines of leaves. And the higher you sing, the more she hears. She may never sing, she may never show, but you go. She may never sing, she may never show, but you don't know. She may never sing, she may never show, but you don't know. She may never sing, she may never show, but you don't know.
You don't know. Hey, 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 hey,
Hi, I'm Einar. I'm Siggi.
I'm Björk.
And we're from the Sugar Cube.
And you're listening to Bug Radio.
Take the
Yeah, that was Zobi La Mouche by Les Négresses Vertes, which are this wacky French group who do a bit of flamenco and a bit of rock and a bit of rye and a bit of everything. And the track means Zobi the Fly, which is also full of double entendres. And if you know anything about Paris slang, I'm not going to go into it here on the air.
Before that, Think Tree with Hire a Bird. Think Tree is a band from Boston that's just in the process of signing a deal with Capitol Records. That's an unreleased track, Hire a Bird. One of the members is from Brazil, one's from India, one's from London, and I think the other two are from Boston.
I think one of the members is Captain Beefheart, actually.
I think two of the members are Captain Beefheart. He's a large man.
It's true. It would take two people to be Captain Beefheart.
Well, if Think Tree wanted to go home, I guess they'd do well to win the Bug Passport sweepstakes.
Global sweepstakes.
Global sweepstakes,
excuse me. This is a strictly global competition that we are offering here.
Because they could go around the world, but if they don't win, maybe you can. Here's Paul Woodley to tell you how.
TDK is giving you a chance to win a trip around the world with the Bug Radio Passport Sweepstakes. The grand prize is a TWA Around the World airfare pass for two, plus $2,000 in cash. The grand prize winner will also receive 2 Walkman stereos and 100 TDK SA100 cassettes. But that's not all. 5 second prize winners will win a Commodore Amiga 2000 computer, complete with a Yamaha MIDI keyboard, a deluxe music construction software set with song disc, Dr. T's music software, and 20 TDK computer diskettes. 53rd prize winners will win a box of 10 TDK SA100s. Look for entry forms around college campuses or in New Route magazine, or on a plain piece of 3x5 paper, print your name, address and telephone number and mail your entry in a hand-addressed number 10 envelope to TDK's Bug Radio Passport Sweepstakes, P.O. Box 4247, Blair, Nebraska 68009. Limit 1 entry per envelope. Winners will be chosen in a random drawing. For full rules, listen to this station or visit your local college campus student centre. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited. Sweepstakes ends January 31st, 1990. The Bug Radio Passport Sweepstakes, care of TDK and your local station. And now, back to Bug Radio.
Thanks, Paul. Now, what was that address again? I suppose we can't enter that competition. Well, I'm really glad to welcome now Chris France, who's the drummer with Talking Heads and the Tom Tom Club. And if you've listened to any of their records, you know that African music particularly, and also Caribbean music, has always played a big part in their records. I wonder, has that been a conscious thing that you've contrived, or has it just naturally evolved that way?
It's not something that we ever studied formally, but it's the type of thing that you listen to these records over and over. Like, say, for example, the Mighty Sparrow from Trinidad, or, Chief Commander Ebenezer Obey, or some drummer from Ghana, or something like that. And maybe you like it, Olatunji, something like that. You like it and you listen to it over and over again until the point where you haven't really studied it formally, but you're so deep into it that it kind of starts to come out of you too, I mean, you also. I think it's the best way to come up with music, really. Is to just listen to a lot of it. And the other way, I guess, is to not listen to any and see what happens.
Well, we're going to move from the Tom Tom Club's Call of the Wild, which you're hearing right now, into a track by a soca star, Arrow, who was famous for doing Hot, Hot, Hot.
Soca stands for Soul Calypso, and it comes from Trinidad. And it's the big music right now in the Caribbean. I mean, it's even more popular than reggae right now in the Caribbean.
Hey,
This is a great honour. That was a track by the Neville Brothers and Frère Paron, which is a group from Haiti. And the song is called My Blood. And we got this tape courtesy of the filmmaker Jonathan Demme, who's made a very interesting film about Haitian music. You heard it first on TDK's Bug Radio, as usual.
Before that, we had a track by Arrow, who's a soca singer from Trinidad, and that's Hey Pocky Way. That was a song originally done by the Meters, and the Meters evolved into the Neville Brothers, so it all fits together somehow.
Perfect logic of this
program. One big
program.
Radio. I'm Brian Coleman.
And I'm Sue Stewart, and I'm just about to get on a plane back to London.
So next week, our show is going to be live from somewhere. We don't know where yet.
It could be London or it could be Paris. We haven't quite decided yet.
Is Brazil over there?
And this is just to remind you that Bug Radio, the world music show, is sponsored by the TDK Electronics Corporation, makers of a complete line of audio and videotapes featuring the SA100 CD-length audio cassette. Bug Radio is duplicated from a TDK digital audio master tape and delivered to radio stations around the world on SA60 high-bias tapes. TDK, some just love the music.
We got to go deliver those tapes around the world, so let's get out of here.
We'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Bye.
These are the official rules for TDK's Bug Radio Passport Sweepstakes. No purchase necessary. Here's how to enter. On an official entry form or 3x5 plain piece of paper, hand print your name and complete address, including zip code and telephone number. Mail your entry in a hand-addressed number 10 envelope to TDK's Bug Radio Passport Sweepstakes, P.O. Box 4247, Blair, Nebraska 68009. Limit one entry per envelope. Entries must be received by 131.90. No responsibility assumed for lost, late or misdirected mail. Prizes: one grand prize, a TWA Around the World Fair Pass for two, plus $2,000 spending money, 2 Walkman stereos, and 100 TDK SA100 cassettes. Approximate retail value $6,500. 5 second prizes: a Commodore Amiga 2000 computer with Yamaha keyboard, deluxe music construction set with song disc, and Dr. T's music software, and 20 TDK computer diskettes. Approximate retail value $3,000 each. 53rd prizes: a box of TDK tapes, approximate retail value $30 each. All prizes will be awarded in a random drawing from among all entries received, and drawing will be held on or about 2/9/90 under the supervision of the D.L. Blair Corporation, an independent judging organisation whose decisions are final. This sweepstakes is open to residents of the US except employees of TDK Electronics Corporation, their affiliates, subsidiaries, advertising and promotion agencies, and the families of each. Void in Puerto Rico and where prohibited by law. All federal, state and local laws and regulations conditions apply. Winners will be notified by mail. Potential winners must respond to any required affidavit of eligibility, release of liability, prize acceptance form within 21 days of attempted delivery of same. Non-compliance within this time period will result in disqualification and an alternate will be selected. Grand prize trip must be completed within 1 year of prize notification. In the event a minor wins the grand prize, he/she must be accompanied by parent or legal guardian. No substitution or transfer of prize permitted. The odds of winning the prize are determined by the number of eligible entries received. Taxes on prizes are the sole responsibility of prize winners. Acceptance of prize offered constitutes permission to use the winner's name and or likeness for purposes of advertising and promotion without further compensation to the winner. For the names of the prize winners available after 4/2/90, send a separate self-addressed stamped number 10 envelope to TDK Bug Radio Passport Winners, P.O. Box 4259, Blair, Nebraska 68009.
That was the 4th episode of Bug Radio. I always found it to be entertaining and it got me and my friends into world music. Well, that's it for Airchecks. Airchecks is a 3-hour podcast cut into 1-hour increments and uploaded every Saturday and Sunday. I will see you on the next episode on the same time and the same channel.